Otter here. Today we're going to be taking a look at this guy right here. PlayStation VR 2 has finally been released after a ton of hype, featuring huge launch titles such as Horizon, Call of the Mountain, and Gran Turismo 7, as well as new features such as eye tracking. Myself and other VR enthusiasts have been very eager to get our hands on this headset. Today I'm going to be trying it out for the first time, examining all of the new features and letting you know if I think it is worth buying over other VR headsets. Here it is, the PSVR 2 in all its glory. The PSVR 2 features OLED panels with a resolution of 2000 by 2040 per eye. The OLED HDR panels create stunning visuals with beautiful, vibrant colors, which is especially noticeable in games like Kayak VR Mirage and Horizon Call of the Mountain. When putting on the PSVR 2 for the first time, I was completely in awe of the visuals. The colors just looked so rich, and I felt completely immersed in the games I played. The PSVR 2 uses Fresnel lenses, which offer a good degree of clarity, but unfortunately have a very small sweet spot in order to get a clear image. So you may have to fiddle around with it a lot to get a perfectly clear image. It's a bit annoying, but once you get it right, it looks so amazing. The PSVR 2 is currently being sold at $550, but remember you also have to get a PS5 if you don't already have one. The PS5 costs $500, or you can get the digital edition for $400. All in all, this is about the same price as a Valve Index, but with the Valve Index you also need a powerful PC to run the headset. Overall, the PSVR 2 would be cheaper than getting a Valve Index, but more expensive than getting a Quest 2. To get started, all you have to do is plug the PSVR 2's USB-C cable directly into the PS5. Very simple. Then just turn the headset on and you'll be given instructions on how to complete your setup. Here you will pair your controllers by plugging them into the PS5. You will then set your lens distance to make sure that you can see the screen clearly, and then you go to set up your eye tracking. After all of this, you will enter room setup. Looking around scans the area for any objects that may be in the way, so very quick, very cool. One of the coolest features this headset has is eye tracking, which works so well, and they integrated it so well into the games. Different games use the eye tracking feature differently. For example, Res Infinite lets you target enemies with eye tracking, so they're making good use of the eye tracking feature. So that is definitely one of my favorite things about this headset. Another highlight of the PSVR 2 is the controllers. These are so cool. They are very light and feature adaptive triggers, which makes your VR experience that much more immersive. For example, in Horizon Call of the Mountain, when you draw a bow and arrow, you can feel the strings tension in the trigger. And you see these wrist straps here? They adjust so easily. Boom. Simple. So these are just very, very, very neat. Very cool. Love these. The PSVR 2 does not come with built-in speakers like the Quest 2 does, for example. It comes with these earbuds here, and they're decent quality, but I personally do not like using earbuds, and also if you're sharing the headset, it's... Now, in terms of comfort, this is by far one of the most comfortable VR headsets I have put on. One of my biggest gripes about the Quest 2 is it is not comfortable at all, and comfort plays a big factor in your enjoyment of VR. With this, the weight feels very evenly distributed, and I'm able to keep it on for long periods of time without it getting uncomfortable. So when it comes to comfort, they nailed it in my opinion. So while the headset itself is very comfortable, it can get a bit annoying with this wire here. I so wish this could be wireless, but I guess as of right now you can't make VR look this good and also have it be wireless at the same time. So that's unfortunate, an unfortunate trade-off. But hopefully one day we will have wireless VR headsets that look just as good as these wired headsets here, so we'll see. So how does the PSVR 2 compare to other VR headsets? It is definitely far superior to the Quest 2, but the Quest 2 is wireless. So if wireless is important to you and affordability is important to you, then the Quest 2 is the way to go. Compared to the Valve Index, these are both excellent headsets. You can't go wrong with either. I would say it just depends on how much you want to spend and what you already have. If you have a PS5, then it's going to be cheaper to get the PSVR 2. If you have a strong PC, you might want to get the Valve Index, but I do give a slight edge to the PSVR 2 overall but can't go wrong with either. So all in all, very impressed with this headset. I would definitely recommend it. As I said, it just depends on what you want, what you're looking for in a VR headset. This has a lot going for it. Anyways, hope this video was helpful to you in making your decision. If you did find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and comment below, especially if you tried out the PSVR 2. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. And yeah, hope you all have an utterly awesome day.